4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision's The Week That Was, where we cover the news and events for the week ending Friday, September 19th. I'm Paige Ray. As always, thank you for joining us. Our top story this week, memorials honoring the conservative activist Charlie Kirk continued being held across the country, including here in Troy. Simon Brown was at a recent service on Troy's campus and filed this report.
Students, faculty, and community members met in the Trojan Center ballrooms for a prayer service in memory of Charlie Kirk. Turning Point at Troy President Caitlin Harris spoke about the loss and Kirk's killer.
The tragedy of Charlie's life being taken from us so suddenly is painful beyond words. We must also acknowledge the harder part. We must pray for Tyler Robinson and his family too.
The service included scripture readings and prayers for Kirk's family. Troy Chancellor Dr. Jack Hawkins also spoke during the service and expressed what Kirk meant to him.
Charlie Kirk was a unique young man. At such a young age, he had such profound influence on America. I'm grateful that he lived. I'm not grateful that we lost him, but I'm grateful that it's not the end of what he stood for. America's a great country, and I think we've been reminded of so much of what we sometimes take for granted.
Harris also spoke about salvation and condemned any retaliation in response to Kirk's death.
Jesus didn't just die for me, for you, for Charlie. He died for everyone. That's not limited to a political party or a single person. And let us guard our hearts from turning pain into hatred. Accountability will come, but harassment towards anyone is not the answer. And we know that Charlie would not have wanted that.
According to Harris, Turning Point USA at Troy plans to start holding meetings in the near future. She says those meetings will be open to all students, not just Turning Point members. In other top stories, last Thursday marked the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Thursday morning, Troy University ROTC members, students, and members of the community walked to remember the lives that were taken that day. Tyron Robinson takes us to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where emotions and respect ran high.
This morning, members of the Troy community gathered at Veterans Memorial Stadium to remember the events of 9/11.
Climbing the 40 stairs, your legs hurt, you're in pain, you're wanting to stop, but it's because of the greater cause. Hey, I'm doing this because of those that lost their lives.
Troy Chancellor Jack Hawkins shares what he hopes students may gain from this tradition.
I hope that the young people who do represent our future, and particularly those wonderful students who are participating in this event, will carry from this day a reminder of the price each one of us should be willing to pay.
This event shows that towns across America, including Troy, continue to remember this day in American history.
No surprise to me that Troy University and Troy, Alabama is this patriotic. I feel it every time I go. This is a city that I've been stationed in that I feel no shame walking around in my uniform.
The JROTC program will continue to hold its annual event in order to remember and honor those who made the sacrifice on that day, 9/11/2001. Here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, I'm Tyron Robinson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
This was the 5th year the university has held that memorial climb. And whether you were alive on September 11th, 2001 or not, millions of people remember that day very well. As Miguel Montalvo shows us, many first responders especially remember that day.
It's been 24 years since the United States experienced a terrorist attack that shook Americans. And although the attacks happened far away from Pike County, many locals still remember 9/11.
I think it will always be remembered because it was such an impactful and awful, terrible day. I'm not sure that it'll be forgotten, and I don't think it should be forgotten. I think it's definitely something that we should remember forever. It should hold a special place in our hearts.
Troy Fire Department Battalion Chief Josh Ham was at a gas station when he heard the news.
We had actually stopped at a gas station, and somehow the gas station attendants had gotten some information about it. They were the first ones that I heard it from.
Not only did 9/11 change many first responders' protocols, it also changed first responders' mentality.
I mean, for starters, every incident that you go to, you have a different thought process. You know, you wonder then if it's terrorist related or if it has anything to do with something malicious.
Although Ham, Clark, and millions of Americans all have different memories from September 9, 2001, both say there was one significant shared experience.
It definitely united people in helping, like sending money for the survivors and the families impacted, and just like cleaning up. And I think it really united America.
I think the country as a whole, it brought everybody together, and it showed you how quick something unexpected can happen and how different your lives can be from then on out, just in the blink of an eye.
Miguel Montalvo, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And did you know that Troy is home to 3 university professors who experienced 9/11 firsthand? Every September 11th, the Sorrell College of Business holds a lecture for students to hear those professors' stories. Riley Williams takes us there.
Thursday, students listened as 3 Troy University professors shared their firsthand accounts of 9/11. Stan Blankenship was in Manhattan when the World Trade Center was destroyed.
The thing I remember most vividly that day was all the jet fuel in the air. Everything was just so eerily quiet. The dust was everywhere, and everyone we passed on the streets just looked like they were in a trance. After the event, there was no cars on the roads. There was no air travel above us.
After the lecture, the panel took questions from the audience. A main point of discussion centered around conspiracy theories and their impact on survivors. Freshman Addison Quattlebaum comes from a military background. She says she understands how disrespectful misinformation can be to those in service.
I didn't really know the impact of conspiracy theories on them, and it's disheartening to know that people think that way. I think that was the worst thing to hear.
Blankenship says he doesn't want students to forget what happened on 9/11.
History often repeats. This type of tragedy will happen again. I hope it doesn't. We see the results of that, and so many things in our world have changed simply because of the tragic events on September 11th. So evil exists. Don't forget that, and just remember that good can prevail over evil.
Riley Williams, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll have more about those 3 professors' accounts coming up on TrojanVision programming in the next few weeks. In other news, Troy University is preparing to launch its 5th doctoral program, this time via the College of Health Sciences and the Dothan campus. It's coming at a time when healthcare workers are needed now more than ever before. Ty Davidson explains.
We are proud to introduce Troy University's newest doctoral program, the Doctorate of Chiropractic.
According to university officials, not only will Troy be just the 2nd public university in the country to offer the Doctorate of Chiropractic, it will be the first to do so in the Southeast. The launch comes as Alabama and many other states face a healthcare shortage.
And that's everything from nurses to physicians to patient care technicians, nursing assistants, and in many cases even chiropractors. Chiropractors are essential to the healthcare team. Not only does their practice have economic implications, it has implications as far as the public health, improving the public health of all Alabamians.
The new program has drawn support from organizations including the American Chiropractic Association Board of Governors, as well as the Alabama State Board of Chiropractic. Members of those groups say support was given in part due to Troy's reputation of providing in-person experience and expert instruction.
That's what chiropractic represents, hands-on, and we learn to listen. You listen to somebody when you're standing in front of them. We can say we're listening like right now, but when it gets down to it and you can look them in the face, hands-on, that's just powerful. There's healing in that right there.
The new program now moves on for final approval from the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. The College of Health Sciences hopes to admit its first group of students in fall 2027.
The College of Health Sciences' next step will be to hire a program director and begin creating curriculum. A student application portal is expected to open next summer. And staying with health-related news, we're a little over halfway through Suicide Awareness Month. And as Ty Davidson explains, you can see the signs of someone struggling with their mental health, all with a little guidance.
They're a struggle that 14% of college-age students deal with: suicidal thoughts. According to Vita Health, suicide is the second leading cause of death among students, with 24,000 suicide attempts every year. That's why experts say it's critical that you recognize signs that someone is struggling.
A few of the signs that you can notice, first is behavioral. If you notice they're very withdrawn from their everyday activities or things that they love to do, they could be more tired. And then emotional, they're having mood swings, they're more agitated, could be more sad, have more anxiety.
Identifying these signs is only the first step. Being prepared to handle the situation correctly in a non-confrontational manner is equally as important.
So first you want to make sure your approach is not so direct. Just listen and just be open to hear whatever they're going through.
Anderson advises after discussing it and providing support, professional services should be recommended.
Offer professional help, whether it's on campus, the counseling center, or the off-campus counseling center, or just call them the suicide prevention line.
Anderson says people often try to hide or internalize when they're struggling with their mental health. So, even if none of the signs are obvious, it never hurts to check on the ones you love, even if they seem just fine.
I do suggest just like checking in with your friends, even your strong friends. Just a regular checkup every single day, or as much as you can, really can help someone.
Ty Davidson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
If you are struggling with your mental health, you can always email Trojan Outreach at trojanoutreach@troy.edu or find the group on Instagram at Trojan_outreach. You can also call the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline. That number is 988. Still to come on Troy Trojan Visions the week that was, the Sound of the South celebrates a major milestone. That story is on its way, so stay tuned.
It takes more than ambition to make a difference. It takes something real. It takes real work, breakthroughs and push-throughs, and an opportunity that changes everything. It takes real vision that shapes leaders, and real support that empowers you in all ways. It takes that real defining moment. That moment you could have stopped, but you didn't. It takes the real you, becoming who you were meant to be, discovering who you've always been. So everything you learn here prepares you to lead out there, to spark change, to build legacies, to make a real difference. Troy University. Always real, always Troy.
Welcome back. Right now, the Trump administration is making plans to move the United States Space Command across the country. Under those new plans, Space Command would be moved from Colorado Springs, Colorado to Huntsville. In this report, Ty Davidson talks to Troy's economic professor, Dr. John Dove, about the impact he expects for Huntsville as well as the rest of the state.
With the United States Space Command being set to relocate to Huntsville and President Trump estimating a surge of around 30,000 jobs to the area, a major shift might be in Alabama's economic future. One Troy University professor believes that the move will create not only direct reactions, but ripple effects on a broader scale.
With, these individuals moving into the Huntsville and surrounding area, that's going to increase demand on housing, stimulate economic activity in the construction industry. Obviously, those individuals also need all the other services that come along with just living in an area. That'll stimulate additional demand for those resources and those services. And then obviously, right, that has secondary and ripple effects. Those individuals that are involved in providing those services, tend to see increased incomes as well.
Despite the opportunities for economic growth that Housing Space Command will provide for Huntsville and its surrounding area, Dove says it's unlikely that the rest of the state will see any changes.
Best sort of comparison that you could make is when the FBI expanded to Huntsville as well, and we saw a lot of job creation and a lot of opportunity there. As a result of that, we really didn't see anything down our way. It really was mostly just concentrated in the Huntsville area.
On the other side of the move, some are worried about some of the possible negative effects for Colorado Springs, Colorado, Space Command's original home. Dove believes that the area will be able to weather the blow.
Typically, when you see shifts like that occur, especially an area probably as large and diverse as Colorado Springs is, it's probably a situation that they'll rebound from in the medium term.
Though the decision has been made, there is no clear timeline that states when the Space Command move will officially happen or how long the transition will take. Ty Davidson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Air Force chose Huntsville as the, quote, preferred location for Space Command back in 2021. That decision was initially shut down by the Biden administration before being approved by Trump earlier this month. Moving away from politics now, it's been 60 years since the first tune was played by Troy University's Sound of the South. Molly Griswold has more.
Saturday, Troy University's Sound of the South celebrated its 60th anniversary with new and old friends by hosting alumni.
I'm so excited. I'm a little bit older, so it's difficult, but it's so fun to be back, and it just brings back the best memories. I'm just thankful for the opportunity, and thanks for the support, and how awesome is it that it's been 60 years of Sound of the South.
Over the years SOTS has been playing. The band has developed traditions that both fans and alumni enjoy.
I think pregame is such a fun tradition, and I'm so glad they still do it. And fanfare at the beginning of halftime, I'm glad they still do that.
One fan favorite event is themed Thursday night rehearsals.
Yes, it's wonderful. We've been going strong, and we're just the best band in the land.
It's not just the traditions. Students and alumni say the connections in making music are what's truly special.
I just love that knowing I made lifelong friends. I'll be able to talk to these people forever. The connections I made are just unmatched.
Being able to perform for everybody on the football field during games, that is extremely fulfilling to me.
Whether you're a fan, current band member, or alumni, the SOTS wants you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 60 years of the Sound of the South. Molly Griswold, Troy TrojanVision News.
You can catch Sound of the South at the next home game, which will be against South Alabama the first weekend of October. In other news, Troy University's School of Music welcomed high schoolers from around the area to learn more about life as a music major. As Adele Henley shows us, students who attended can now say they were music education majors for a day.
High school students from around the South visited Troy for the 3rd annual Music Education Major for a day. High schoolers and their teachers attended music education classes including band techniques, symphony band rehearsal, concert chorale, and special workshops designed just for the day. The School of Music wants to increase interest in music education, describing the importance of the arts in schools.
Unfortunately, many times schools often have a shortage of arts teachers, and many schools might only have one teacher for the whole entire school. And the job growth, it's only projected to grow even more each year. So we need music teachers. So this event is important because we want these people to come study music education because the world needs them.
Class discussions and tours with Troy students allowed students to hear new ideas and techniques to help them better understand life in the collegiate classroom. This year, the School of Music welcomed a 2-time Troy alumna who is currently a music teacher at Shelby County Schools.
First of all, it's an honor to be here. When Dr. Sexton asked me to come, I was thrilled. Troy gave me so much, and I want to give back, and I want these kids to see what the end result can be, just how amazing our job is.
This year's music education major for a day coincides with the 60th anniversary of the Sound of the South. The School of Music is going to continue its goal of bringing music to our schools, one note at a time. Adele Henley, Troy TrojanVision News.
The School of Music frequently invites high school musicians to Troy's campus for events like Honor Band, Band Day, and various competitions. National Hispanic Heritage Month is already in full swing on campus. Miguel Montalvo found out how students are celebrating their heritage.
Did you know that National Hispanic Heritage Month began on September 15th? Celebrations begin on the day that recognizes when Mexico declared their independence from Spain. One Troy student shares the various ways her family celebrates their culture throughout the month.
We just celebrate through food, of course. We like to do dances. We enjoy the Latin music. That's how we celebrate, is through food and music.
With all the different cultures in Troy, 2 Troy students explained why it's important to celebrate and remember theirs.
Don't be afraid of showing where you came from. We all here in this country, we all celebrate this country. We're part of it, we contribute to it, but that doesn't mean that we should forget where we came from.
I think it's very important because it just keeps the culture alive. You know, it just gives you more knowledge and shows you where you come from, which is, I think, to me important to always remember.
Although Hispanic Heritage Month is not a traditional American holiday, it's important to recognize others' background.
I think it's an honor to just receive a month for people celebrating you. Wherever you started is how you got to where you are right now.
Despite the celebration lasting only a month, Hispanic culture can be enjoyed year-round. Miguel Montalvo, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Coming up on Troy, Trojan Vision's The Week That Was, we're looking into the future to see what could happen when the Troy Trojans take on the Buffalo Bulls this weekend. Stay tuned, that story is on its way.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Turning now to virtual sports. The Trojan football team takes on the Buffalo Bulls this weekend. As always, our Hunter Boozer is looking into the future to see how College Football 26 predicts that game.
Troy and Buffalo come in opposite situations. As for the Bulls, they are 2-1 on the season with 2 straight wins. Troy is 1-2 with 2 straight losses. Buffalo would start off strong, as in their opening drive, Taquan Robertson would find Nick McMillan for a touchdown. Troy and Buffalo would trade punts. However, on the Trojans' third offensive drive, Tucker Kilcrease would connect with Ethan Connor for a touchdown to make the score 7-7. Late in the half, the Trojans would have the Bulls stop. However, a pass interference would be called on Grant Barton, and Buffalo would kick a field goal to make the score at the half 10-7. After Troy and Buffalo both punted to start the second half, Tucker Kilcrease would find Ethan Connor to put the Trojans in the lead. However, the Bulls would respond as Taquan Robertson would find Patrick Clax III for a touchdown. With less than 3 seconds to go, Kilcrease would find Ra Thomas. However, he would be tackled before getting to the end zone. And the Bulls would come away with the home win, with Taquan Robertson being the player of the game. Hunter Boozer, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll have the real results of that game Monday night at 5. The University Activities Council brought some friendly competition earlier this week during a dodgeball tournament. Reporter Layla Reynolds takes us there.
On Wednesday night, UAC hosted a dodgeball tournament many won't forget. What started off as a fun invite from his friends, Micah Singston ended up stealing the show.
Yeah, we won our first 2 games. We're on to the championship now. What for they be doing right now?
Micah and his team went on to dominate the rest of the tournament. Micah stresses the importance of getting involved and doing fun activities like this on campus.
That was college about. When I was young, watching on TV, that was about going to events, going to meeting up at cafes, talking about what you got to talk about, just being around other people.
The University Activities Council holds events like this every Wednesday. Marcus Cooper, the social and marketing chair for the UAC, encourages students to get out of their dorms and meet new people.
The University Activities Council promotes themselves on being an organization that students can come and have a good time at least once a week throughout the semester. We think it's very important to give students that outlet outside of class in order to just have a good time, build community here, and then just also do things that they wouldn't normally do in their college town.
Marcus wants students to build their connections and cultivate community within the community that we are planted in.
So just get out of your dorm, do the things that you think are going to allow you to meet new people, and don't just continuously hang out with the people that you would normally be with.
The UAC's calendar is very full. Its next event will be a Taylor Swift themed friendship bracelet night. Layla Reynolds, Troy, TrojanVision News.
UAC's latest event switched from sports to Swifties with a Taylor Swift-themed friendship bracelet making session. Next on TrojanVision's The Week That Was, even though it's not officially fall just yet, that's not stopping students from getting into the seasonal spirit. We'll explain when The Week That Was continues.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
With September already halfway over, we're quickly approaching the fall season and some folks' favorite holiday, Halloween. Spooky season is about to be upon us, and the Art and Design Department is already planning for that holiday. Ayla Jones has more.
While some may not be ready for fall, spooky season is just around the corner. On Wednesday, the Art and Design Department held an interest meeting for its upcoming event, the Haunted House.
Last year was the first time for us doing this, and it was kind of, well, let's try this and see how it goes. Let's try to do this and see how it goes. But I think this time is more, we have a plan on what we're going to be doing, and we have a little bit more experience, so I hope we get to give more this time than we did last year.
Students will design different rooms and characters based off classic horror stories or other Halloween frights. For some of the more experienced folks, the event is a piece of candy.
I worked in a haunted house for like 3 years, Terror on the Coast, and it was a lot of fun, and I love seeing the creativity of the students come to life.
While for others, this is brand new territory for them.
I'm just excited to do this. I've never done this on a scale like this. I've usually done like backyard haunted houses, stuff like that.
Mallory McGrath, the head of the event, aims to keep improving the haunted house each year and hopes that students and guests will be able to make new friends and spooktacular memories all together.
I hope many people come and come volunteer. I'd love as many actors as I can get.
Ayla Jones, Troy, TrojanVision News.
With fall coming up, new flavors and treats are also popping up, with one of those flavors being pumpkin spice. Reporter Carrington Thomas finds out if students feel that pumpkin spice is everything nice.
Companies like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts have brought back pumpkin spice flavored coffee and pastries for the fall season. With this addition, some students are looking forward to pumpkin spice being back on the menu.
I do like pumpkin spice. I like pumpkin flavored everything. When the Starbucks fall menu drops, I'm like the first in line, always.
I love pumpkin spice. As a fall lover, I do think it's my favorite season, and so I feel like pumpkin spice is like the perfect flavor to get everybody in the mood for the months that are to come, so yeah.
While some students are excited about this, others are not impressed.
It's nasty, number one, and too many people drink it.
and it's not that good. I'm not fond of pumpkin spice at all. I just don't like the texture or the smell of it.
Although pumpkin spice usually gets the spotlight, it's not the only flavor that students anticipate for the fall.
I would say peppermint over pumpkin spice.
Probably also apple pie and cranberry.
Whether you're into pumpkin spice or not, it's here to stay for a while. Carrington Thomas, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And that's all the time we have for Trojan Vision's The Week That Was. To see what's happening on a daily basis, tune in to Troy Trojan Vision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday. Until we see you next time, we hope you have a great week.